Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Now Experts Time channel. In this channel, we discussed a lot of topics in the ServiceNow solutions, tips, tricks, best practices, out-of-box standards, everything. So when you have a time, please refer some videos from this channel. I hope it will help in your real business landscape. In today's session, we are going to talk about the development focus areas. So before this video, I have released 4 videos. What are all the warm-up is required to kickstart your development? For example, if you are a developer from other technology, you want to transform as a ServiceNow developer, or you are completely new to ServiceNow platform and you have aspiration to convert as a developer, this video definitely will help you. So when you talk about this development, in the development aspect, we need to understand one point, correct? The point here is everything it is handled as a table. The table front view it showing as a form, back view it showing as a table itself. The table it having a columns, rows, etc. In the development, what we are going to do is in this table we are going to add the record, or we are going to pull the record, or we are going to delete the record, or we are going to update the record. So only these type of operation we are going to perform. So this, not only this technology, if you take any other technology also, the same operation we are going to perform there. So insert, update, delete, get, these operations, it's a common operations for all. The same operation we are going to perform in ServiceNow side also. So before kickstart your development, first you need to understand about the table concept. In ServiceNow side, how many tables are there? What are all the table types? Those things you need to focus to kickstart your development. Why it is required is the table to table relationship, you need to understand it. Where I need to create the table, what are all the out-of-box field will generate if I create a table. Those type of understanding pretty much important you kickstart your development. So if you create a new table, default 7 to 8 fields automatically will create. Why it is created? What is the reason? You need to understand it. Created by, updated by, sysID. So these are all the common fields will create when you're creating a table. So you need to understand that part. So this is a baseline information to kickstart your development. So when you go a little deeper into the tables concept, there are 5 different type of tables are currently available. So these 5 different type of table, it is going to support you in a different scenario. If you take out-of-box and custom, out-of-box, that means ready-made manner, it is already available. For example, you take an incident you are seeing front end, it is a form, but back end it is a table, incident table. Task you are seeing a form, back end it is showing as a table, task table. So similar way, what are all the tables are there? There is a out-of-box capability available under system definition. So you just use that system definition and go to the tables. Then what are all the tables you have seen, those modules are installed in your instance. So you have a ITSM module, you have a CSM module, you have a HRSD module. If you install first ITSM module, then ITSM oriented table it will display there. Second, on the top of it, you are putting a CSM module enabling in your instance. Then ITSM tables plus CSM tables will show in that system definition tables. So similar way, what are all the plugins you are enabling? The relevant table will created automatically once the plugin is installed successfully from your ServiceNow instance. So you refer that item, maybe you will get more clarity. Next, custom table. This custom table I can segregate as a 2 option. Option number 1, when you purchase a ServiceNow license, that license itself, there some free table you can create it. For example, if you purchase a standard, you can create a 5 custom tables. If you are creating 5, there is no additional charge. More than 5, ServiceNow will refer that auditing. Based on the auditing, they will charge you. So custom table creation, you need to be very, very careful here. How much free tables are there, you can create it. That count, if you meet, you need to be very, very careful here. Next, app engine. App engine, this is for your custom applications. So ITSM, it's a already out of box application. That means it having some standard fields, standard tables, standard process, everything already available. ServiceNow already derived it. When you go to your app engine and you are creating some custom tables, custom applications, then you need to create a table from scratch, field from scratch, and you need to define the process from scratch. So the custom side, I'm just segregating the two items. One as a license oriented custom table. How many custom table count it is available, you can create it. Second one is app engine. If you want to build a scoped applications like which is not aligned with your out of box, then you need to build from scratch. Next, import set. Import set table, this is mainly used for your integration aspects. Your ServiceNow is integrating with your third party system or a vendor system, whatever it is. So that time you are allowing integration with bidirectional or unidirectional, correct? So when you talk about this unidirectional means I'm talking third party is sending the data to ServiceNow, or ServiceNow is sending the data to third party, correct? This is a unidirectional. So in this 2 point, I take a first point. That means third party is sending the data to ServiceNow means we are not allowing the data directly go and reach our target table. So the data, it should be filtered. The data, it should be organized. Based on that, you should allow to talk your incident table. For example, not incident, some target table. For example, there is an incident table in out of box ID is there. You are creating a one middle layer called import set table. Third party data it is coming. It is first reaching to your import set table. Do some manipulation. After the manipulations, this is validating. This is a verified record, valid record. Then the import set table allow to create that entry or update that entry in your incident table. So it's like a dam. When you talk about the water, it's like a dam. So it's filtering. Based on your script operations, it will decide whether I should allow to go into the target table or not. So that message we need to clearly highlight it into the import set table. So this is specifically used third party to ServiceNow. Data is transmitting. That time the data filter conditions, validations, verification, everything is going to happen via this import set table. Decision table. Why this decision table? So when you read a scripting, there is a constructional statement. We call it as if else, if switch statement, right? So if you add this type of code in your script, what it will do when the code is executing, it will take some lot of time. If you put a n number of if conditions, then it is difficult to run the complete operations from the script. So instead of writing the script, can we handle it in a simplified manner? That's the reason ServiceNow provided this functionality here. So decision table, it's a typical table. In this table, you are putting a conditions. X is this value, Y is this value, then Z is this, like that. That type of configuration you can do in this decision table. So this completely platform friendly. So more code related items, it is handled via this decisions. Specifically if else switch, those type of conditions you can efficiently handle in this decision table. Next, remote table. This remote table is a good option. Like this is also part of your integration aspect. This data, it won't visible to anyone. In case if data it is created into this remote table, that data it should present into the table. It is in the read only format. You cannot update also, and you cannot pass this data to some other fields or some other tables also. So it's typical data related security. If you want to handle some external data, if you want to store some external data with secured manner, then you can use this remote table in your environment. I hope this give clarity about the tables. So just drill down that item in your instance, you will get more clarity. Stay tuned this channel, I can show one by one, maybe you will get more clarity in the demo aspect. Next, moving to this kickstart your scripting area. Before starting my explanation, I have clearly explained these three options. It's a common operation. Additionally, one more option called get. So total 4 operations are there. So in this part, insert, update, delete, it is a common item, common operations for all activity. For example, if you take an insert, if you take an incident, if you take a problem, or if you take a change, whatever it is, these common operations normally will perform. So record creating, record updating, record fetching, record deleting. So those things normally will do. So this insert and update, delete, it is applicable for your tables or forms and then fields. That's all. So this is a relationship. And to handle this insert, update, delete, these are other scripting solutions are there. Scripting as a solution, SAS. Configuration as a solution, cache. So when you talk about this scripting as a solution, there are 2 type of scripts are there. Server side script and also client side scripts. When you talk about the server side script, so once you click the button, the operation will perform in the background and it will produce the result. That's a item, we call it as a server side scripting. So same operation you are performing. When you click this button, so that time it should not allow to submit. You need to validate that user interface, some particular field is having a right value or not. So those type of validations, user interface validations, are handled via client scripting. So this is a very simple understanding part. User interface means I'm talking about that fields, drop downs, free text fields, labels. So those are all the user interface items I'm talking here. So these items are handled like a manipulation side or a verification side through client script. So if you learn server side, like business rule, if you learn from your side, the same type of syntax, definitions, logic applicable into the script include. Script include, it's nothing but function. So function means what? You can create your own code in one block. Wherever required, you just call that block, automatically the required code or expecting code will execute it. So it is allowing, it is not allowing to recreate more codes. Instead of that one block, you are putting that code, the same code reused in a different way based on your scenario. So business rules, script include, UI action, schedule job, these all 4, it's look like a complete server side oriented programming. So UI action, it's like a button creation, form link creation, like that. So if you want to click the button, how to perform, what to perform, those type of handle defined into the UI action. Schedule jobs, based on your timing, it should execute something, then you can use the schedule jobs. Client script, handle your user interfaces efficiently through the script, that is what we call it as client script. Access control, for example, we call it as ACL. For example, if you talk about the data visibility point of view, it is playing a vital role. The data visibility, it should show in the requester side, or it should show for this particular role users, or it should show only for the agent. Those type of restrictions you can define via this ACL. Next, UI page, like it's like a dialog box. For example, if you click one button, immediately it will ask one pop-up message, are you okay to proceed, okay or cancel. Like that message box, it can be handled via UI page. So this is a way normally we are trying to creating the scripts in your ServiceNow landscape. So scripting as a solution, if you are clear this item, you are almost 60 to 70% you are reaching your coding related target state. A few more items also there, jelly script also there. So if you want to transform as a portal developer, those area definitely it requires a jelly script. So that we will discuss in a separate session. So scripting as a solution, I hope you guys get a clarity here. Next, configuration as a solution, what it is doing is it's trying to replace your client scripts. So anyway, we discussed how much code you are writing, that much level you are giving an impact to your platform. That means your database and your system. So without writing a code, can we handle this item in the configuration area? Yes. UI policy and data policy is going to support you heavily here. So which field you want to make it as a mandate, which field you want to make it as visible or invisible, which field you want to make it as a read only. So those type of definitions you can define via this configuration as a solution portion. That's called UI policy and data policy. So before going to this configuration as a solution, scripting as a solution, I would recommend, if you are a new developer in this ServiceNow area, then you please use the background script efficient manner. Write a simple codes, get a confidence, get the logic. Then if you transform from background script to this server side scripting, you will get more clarity there. So you can handle very well. So background script and fixed script, this is a excellent feature. It's like a console window. So I'm not sure you remember that point. When you study in a college, there is a console window is there. You have a practical sessions are there. There is a practical session happen with the help of your console windows. So when you talk about this console window, you open the console window, write the code and execute it and see the result. The similar type of console view it is creating in this background script. So here, if you feel something it is wrong, something it is affecting heavily, one good option is available, that means rollback. This rollback by default available in your background script and client script. Specifically, if you are using a background script, there is a history is storing in the system. Whenever the script is executing via background script, you can just click the rollback button, then automatically the previous version it will change it in your instance itself. So background script, you cannot store the record, but the history is stored into the background. Fix script, you can store the record whenever you want to open. So today you are creating some code, you want to reuse the same code tomorrow, then it is easy to use in the fix script side. Background script also there, but you need to go for a history where it is available. But fix script, no need to go for a history, it is stored in the proper way. That is a major difference. So you try this background fix script, you will enjoy a lot. So main thing is deletion. Deletion is not a good practice. Instead of that, make it as inactive. So don't allow to display that record to the requester or agent or that appropriate persona. So I hope you got this clarity about the scripting part. Next portion is a citizen developer. So ServiceNow introduced 2 years ago low code no code format. Okay, so low code no code format, it can be handled via citizen developer. So if you want to transform as a citizen developer, first I request to explore this developer area so that your developer confidence it will come. Then if you are transforming as a citizen developer, so you can handle very efficiently in the citizen developer area. So when you talk about this citizen developer, there is a one option called integration hub integration hub flow designer. This one capability, it is allowing to enable the script in the low code no code format from your ServiceNow landscape. So how I can transform as a citizen developer is, you need to learn that integration hub flow designer. So integration hub flow designer, it having some capability. The major 4 capability I have highlighted here: flow, subflow, action and decision tables. Decision tables we already discussed. If you want to define any conditions that based on the condition it should execute, then you can use the decision table here, and you can call this decision table where it is required. Is it a flow or a subflow or action, like that. So subflow, it's look like a function. So it's look like a function. So one time you have created a subflow, where it is required, you can call that subflow in your flow. So it's like a child. You can perform that operation in, you can block the operation in one function. You can call that function wherever it is required. That's the message it's derived into the subflow. Flow it is defining like it's clearly defining the trigger condition. So this trigger condition, based on this trigger condition, for example, incident is created, that is a trigger condition. Incident is updated, that is a trigger condition. If the state is moved to X, or if the state is moved to Y, those items, criteria, as we call it as a trigger condition here. Based on the trigger condition, how it should execute. So this flow can execute as a flow, and this flow having a dependency with your subflow or actions, etc. So that's the way it is derived in ServiceNow. So if you talk about this citizen developer, I strongly recommend, before that, try to get some hands-on with this ideas. Then you are moving that citizen developer. It will helpful for you and also the business landscape both. So it's very simple item. If you understood this item, then it is very easy to learn this item. So that is my earlier experience from the landscape. And everything, it's like a drag and drop. What you are going to define in this flow, subflow action, so you are just dragging and dropping in your flow. You are dragging and dropping in your subflow. That's the way it is defined here. Next, integrations. Integration side, there are three classifications are there: data integration, ticket integration, and tool integrations. This data integrations, normally the foundation data you are talking. Foundational data means that user data, company data, department data, support group data, role is assigned to X person, Y person, which role they are looking. So those type of items are we are considering as a foundation data. And this foundation data, it always different for each modules. So if you talk about this ITSM, we have some separate foundational data. SLA also one of the foundational data. Notification also one of the foundational data. And similar, these are all a common item. The same common item it will follow for other modules as well. Plus additional some foundational data also required there. It will vary. So if you want to understand what is a foundational data in your ServiceNow instance, ServiceNow itself, they have provided that capability, that is called guided setup. So I have explained this guided setup in my earlier video, that is called administration episode 1 video. So if you want to learn more, you just refer it. So foundational data, I hope you got clarity here. Next, CI and asset data, it is pretty much important to run your business. Without CI, you cannot create the ticket. If you're creating the ticket also, that ticket, it is a orphan ticket. So for example, if you have a problem with your laptop, what is your laptop number? What is your laptop name? Who is owning that laptop? So those type of clarity, it can be defined in your CA and asset area. So definitely it is required to bring this item. We are considering as a data integration portion here. Next, ticket integration. That means ServiceNow is integrating with your third-party systems. So you want to transform the ticket or task to third party, or third party is transforming that information to your ServiceNow, ticket information to ServiceNow. Those type of item we are considering as a ticket integrations. Next, tool integrations. Simply we call it as a alerts and events monitoring tool. We will use, right? Infrastructure management or operation point of view. Some alert is created, some ticket needs to be created, and immediately it notified. Before creating any problem, it should be identified and it should be solved. So those type of use cases, it can be handled via this tool integrations. To handle this data, ticket, tool integrations, these are all the approaches currently available in ServiceNow side. I have already created one blog. What is that? Which is the best approach? How to handle the customer? So those clarity I have clearly highlighted. If you are using this integration hub, plugin, SG connector, platform capability, what is the advantages and disadvantages, I have clearly explained in this article. So when you have a time, just explore it. Maybe that will help you in your real landscape. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. So in upcoming session, you can see how to write the coding in ServiceNow side. So before writing the coding, I have already created 4 video, like a warm-up video to kickstart your development. So thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed this session. Subscribe and stay tuned for the more ServiceNow related niche items. Thank you so much. Good day. Goodbye.